Hello everyone and welcome back to the Buddyhood Brawl League Season 3. We are here for Qualifier League 1 and it's all wrapping up right now. We're at the final stages and this is indeed the final game for these two players in the Qualifier League 1. Kittenpaw against KRissCHu. We're watching this from Kittenpaw's perspective, who have crushed the will against KRissCHu with marked for death. We have Noble's Quarter map 2. You can see that the rating here is pretty similar, the rank is pretty similar, we have rivals in the ruins. There are only two possible ways. We're going to see if they're going to be both deploying on the lower ground here, and it seems like that's going to be the case. And that's very good for both players, I think. No one really wants to deploy one warband on the low ground and one warband on the high ground. Remember that Noble's Quarter map 2 here, this map is split right down the middle and it's so difficult to try and attack and get up there, which means it's definitely a big advantage for everyone who is on the high ground. Gonna see, it's not that intermingled, the initiative ladder here. The more worrying thing is of course KRissCHU's leadership, but he seems to have improved it ever so slightly since his last game. 112 morale for Kittenpaw, 50 for KRissCHU, but remember that is including 2 zombies. As they are trying to set up here and talk a little bit about, yeah, this is the kind of warps deployment that you want in PvEs. Let's take a look at the league table before this game starts. You can see that both of them are indeed on their very last game, the game 7. Kittenpaw is firmly in the lead here. And if he gets a big result here against KRissCHU, he is probably going to win Qualifying League 1. KRissCHU, on the other hand, is just trying to make sure that he does not end up at the rock bottom here. That's pretty much all that he can hope for. But who knows, could be an upset. We have seen upsets before. And here we are. Going strongly. Remember that with Warband rank 3 here we are going to see 5 henchmen, 2 heroes and a leader. Which I think we didn't really get to see here earlier on with KRissCHU. I think it was only 4 henchmen. We're going to see what kind of unity has added on, if that is going to be the case. Very new warp guard here. He is not quite level 1 yet, but very close to it. And here is a level 1 warp guard, probably close to level 2. You can see that partly from the wounds here. Kittenpaw definitely has to watch out for the vampire. That's going to be the main threat here that KRissCHU could bring in and do some real damage. We do know that Kittenpaw in one of his PvE missions actually had a bit of a trouble facing off against an AI controlled vampire, owing to many of his units not having too great resistances against fear and terror. Or indeed all alone. Here we have a unit that has at least reached level 3, probably level 4. They still have halberds, but it might be that there is some switcheroo coming in here. Switching weapons to a weapon that provides a much higher initiative to be able to go again, and that could definitely work out really well here against KRissCHU since their initiative are so close to one another. This assassin is very dangerous. We already see the units of KRissCHU coming in here, so we might have a battle coming up soon. Checking up the stats, 5 movement, so he's in heavy armor. You can see it 40%. That is powerful as well, so he has a blue heavy armor right now, as well as a helmet. It's a little bit tricky here. Kittenpaw wants to get as many points as possible. He's probably aiming to get top spot here, and even though it doesn't really matter too much, it's just the pride of it all. And he doesn't want to kill the vampire first because that's going to be a massive morale penalty to KRissCHU's warband. Zombies, however, are going to be the prime target here. Just like how Paranoia approached the game against KRissCHU. Getting the zombies first. The numbing poison here won't do too much. Gotta get into a very high position here and using a nice overwatch. It's gonna be all about the range here. I think he has 20 range on that. Double dregs. One of them designed for melee and the other one designed for ranged here. And Brother Slamguinius seems to be the one that's focusing on melee. Let's see where this heavy armored vampire can go. Could potentially be able to shoot something from here, depends on the range. Remember that dregs can use longbows. Might be in range here, wouldn't have too great of a hit chance. Should be in partial cover. Yep, realizes that. That is probably a very hazardous position to be in for that dreg. One of the key advantages here for Kittenpaw is of course the assassin leader who is built to deliver critical hits. But remember that the undead have body reconstruction available to them, a very cheap skill that takes no time to train and provides 10% critical hit resistance. Just like Resilient, everyone is chasing Resilient, but Resilient is so expensive early on. And it costs so many days to train that very few individuals actually have been able to afford Resilient if picked much more useful skills instead. So many players and all of their characters are very low on critical hit resistance at the moment, which suits Kittenpaw's warband really well, but the undead of KRissCHU could be an exception. Okay, that's 4%, so that's basically nothing then. Suffering from stench of chaos as well, so minus 25% melee and hit range. And we're back just in time for a charge on a ghoul. Was just disconnected there for only 30 seconds, so it's nothing. Taking a bit of damage to return her, didn't really do any damage. Missed taking even more damage using a flea here. can definitely use some good counterplay here. As long as these units are alive, it's all fine. And remember that the ghouls cannot disengage. Could get another charge in here. It's gonna be very damaging. You can see if he could have landed one of these two charges, it would. If he could have landed both of the charges, it would have been really good for him. Now he doesn't land a single one. We do know that there is at least one more ghoul that's part of KRissCHU's team that we are waiting to see. And then of course another henchman too. It's going to be a little bit worrying for this warp card here, considering where the zombie is, and considering he has already 4 red pills. He could go in there, do 2 attacks, and then the ghoul could finish off that warp card, so he definitely needs some support. And if he doesn't get any support at all, it's going to be an all alone check as well. Finally landing a blow here. Could use Adrenaline Rush here to get a second attack off. That's a decent strategy actually. Didn't really expect that to happen.
A new round has started.
See if he is going to be... He could be very interested in going in after the dreg here, the one that is in Overwatch. Just going in, abusing his high movement and going after the ghoul. Could be the way here. Yes, that is open ground. Scoring a critical hit right away, and going to land a finishing blow here, I guess. Yes, indeed. So Kittenpaw takes a 1-0 lead. That assassin is going to find himself in trouble if nothing else can be done. Or could land a Master Numbing Poisoner on the dreg, obviously. Does he want to really rush down here? Alright, he's gonna put him in danger. Remember that this could be a prime target to get towards for the vampire. Also the zombie, naturally. Does he really want to shoot again? Can he reload one more? Does he have mastered? No, he does not. I think it would have been better to just go into an Overwatch there. You limit 1 blue pill, and also remember that the shurikens do more damage on our Overwatch attack. You could have landed a little bit more in that case. Might see the zombie here closing down and locking down the assassin. Indeed it is. See if he can land a critical. No, he cannot. Only 4% as well. That could be a good indication that body reconstruction has been used for this zombie. He's doing a decent amount of damage and he wants to get some more support in here. But I think that the vampire might be too slow to get in on that side. He wants to focus down on the assassin, obviously. Well, he has 1 more blue pill than most units. That could also be something. Charges one of the warp cards here instead. Is that going to be the extent of it? Kind of weird for KRissCHu to charge like this. I thought he had 6 red pills. There would have been 3 attacks. Unless he was really lacking in movement, but I do doubt that. You want to use the two last pills probably for just having a parry stance in this situation, but the terror here might be good enough. Yeah, he's not really going to punish that. Yeah, kind of strange. Why isn't these units going straight into the Night Runner and punishing him? That is surprising to me. He had a good opportunity here to catch one of the Kittenpaw's heroes and he selected not to. And then these units don't do any damage for this turn, just coming in for support afterwards. Could be a big mistake. Could be a big mistake. Has to be careful how he moves here. Remember that there is an ambush from the zombie. Go straight through the parry here, doing a decent amount of damage. Gonna be really good for the assassin coming in the next turn. Might be able to finish off this zombie. Depends. It's really difficult to get a critical hit on him, and that's probably what Kittenpaw will need, unless there's someone else that can come in and help. Well, there might be. I mean, you see 2 warp guards here relatively nearby. This is gonna be good. You can definitely go into the drag right now. Yeah, you can even lock him down. This is the ranged drag. It's not locking him down there. I think he can disengage from that. So that is a little bit unfortunate. Using Adrenaline Rush here again to get a second attack. I kind of like this strategy by Kittenpaw. It's a tactic meant to do as much damage. Yeah, why is he fleeing? I would want him to just keep that drag locked down. Maybe you can finish him off here, and that was the actual reason. Yeah, charge will finish him off, but you can just do a regular attack as well. And manages a miss. Manages a miss. Yeah, it's definitely not really going in Kittenpaw's favor when it comes to the RNG here. But he is locking down brother Ioan. There's no chance he's going to be able to disengage from this. I think he should hold him down. It would be better to just hold him down. He's a low level drag that only has 5 red pills, alright. This is the unit that could come and support against the assassin leader. It might do a lot of damage here. Yes, it does. 63. It's gonna be interesting to see what kind of disease carry debuff he has gotten as well. But this could spell the doom for Kittenpaw's assassin. Yeah, remember that guy is in ambush, so he's gonna be a nuisance no matter what he does. See if he can hit her and maybe even bypass the dodge stance. Manages a miss again. This time is 65%. It's going to be very tempting to kill off this warp guard. It's going to take some heat off the assassin. Manages another miss, but at least manages terror test. And doesn't want to do another adrenaline rush here. Wants to keep the unit intact. And the main issue is of course going to be how to get and kill. Well, that's gonna be good, I think. Isn't that no, it's the ranged hit chance. Unfortunate. I thought it could have been the initiative one. Does he want to use adrenaline rush to make sure that this guy goes down? Yes, he does. Another high hit chance here then, 85%. And manages that against the level 3 drag. That's a 2-0 lead here for Kittenpaw. It's looking very good for him, but the assassin leader is in trouble. He is very much in trouble. Might want to focus on the zombie here. He's more exposed. And He can definitely be killed right now, since he was a bit lucky there with the crit chance. Oh, it seems that I misspoke. I said 4%. I thought it was, but it was on the first hits, and then he has some other skills available to him that brought up the critical hit chance to 10% more. What is he aiming for? The other drag? That's pretty much the only unit here that he can use. A miss. Gonna have one more shot. That's all he gets. Misses this. And manages to fail it as well. So that's -4 blue pills for that drag. And I think he only has 6 available to him, so it's not looking too good. Manages a miss here. Finally the RNG is turning a little bit around. Yeah, we could see Mozzarella here dying to the follow-ups from the zombie, or maybe even the drag. We're gonna see how KRissCHU does this. I would use the zombie to go into something else, like the low health henchman here on the other side, since the drag has to go in here anyway because he can't get any further. And killing this unit is just something the drag could have done anyway, most likely. I think he wasted a few of the red pills there. There's 1 blue pill and 2. Alright, that would have been good then. Didn't know that the hit chances were so bad for KRissCHU here with the drag. That's because he walked into that trap, the chaos. The stench of chaos, -25% hit chance. That is it. That is really taking it all. But remember that lasts for 3 whole turns. And that is quite a lot. Gonna see another adrenaline rush coming in, I believe, to make sure that this zombie goes down. And manages a parry. Alright. So he's not going down, and Kittenpaw is gonna take 30 damage in the next turn instead. Yeah, probably wants to finish him off, and thus taking a 3-0 lead at this moment. And if you take a look at the morale here, it's 24-20, so KRissCHU only needs to have 1 more unit go down, and then it's going to take a route test, unless it's the zombie going down. If the zombie goes down, that's not going to cause a route test. Going to focus on the drag here, I assume. Could manage a kill here. Yes, he does indeed. 4-0, and a round test is coming up right away. Let's see if this is going to be GG. It looks already like a slaughter here, but there is a ghoul coming into his support. I don't know where he has been the entire game, but KRissCHU probably needed that help. Let's see here, round test coming in. KRissCHU, can you make it? Yeah, he can! 32% chance, that's really good. He only has 8 leadership, meaning he has invested absolutely no points into leadership here on his vampire. He was very lucky to make that still. Might see a few more kills for Kittenpaw and maybe a kill or 2 for KRissCHU. Puts himself behind the vampire. That's gonna make sure that he is not going to be able to disengage. Putting him in here instead. Alright. Manages to dodge. That's out of the way. Remember that ghoul is engaged to this captain, and he might not have body reconstruction. We don't really know about that. So it could be having a critical hit on him as well. utilizing his great movement here, getting a charge in, gonna get a face at counterattacks. He was not in ambush stance, which is good for KRissCHu. It's always good when your face is given to adapt like this. You know that they're gonna outrange you, so make sure that that's not going to penalize you too much. Taking Adrenaline Rush to be able to do at least one attack. No, his terror. He has terror on him, so that's reducing the maximum as well. So that was not. That was a little bit of a mistake. That was a little bit of a mistake. Gonna have that unit die no matter what now. But KRissCHU is probably going to have to spend at least a few red pills on him anyway. At least 2, just to get out of there. Scores yet another critical. You can see how dangerous it is from the Assassin leader coming in like this. He also is probably boosted by Swarm. It's time to start doing a little bit of damage here. A decent hit is gonna be able to get 2 more shots off like that. Could potentially kill this in. Wow, there's 1 wound left remaining, isn't it? I think it is. Yeah, it is. Does he want to finish it off, or he could potentially get? Yeah, he's looking for more kills here. That is evident. He's gonna afford taking a few an out of action or 2 here. Wow, that's good luck. Missing the Warp Guard here, who is almost dead to begin with. And he has 1 more chance to score his first kill. Manages to parry. Gotta get a counter. Remember, this is the Warp Guard is already dead as soon as it's his turn. And here we go. So KRissCHU getting a point. Let's see where the zombie ends up going now. Remember that the vampire is still stuck here to the Warp Guard that moved into him. Chances might be high here that the zombie is going around and killing the Warp Guard. That's lucky. On the other side with the ghoul here, yes, by the wagon behind the tree. Yes, indeed he is. Sensing that, using that predatory sense here and going in straight towards a kill. I think that's a good move, very good move by KRissCHU. Gonna get a second kill here. Evening out the score a little bit. What else can he tie up? No one wants to go into this zombie. Failing the terror test here, it's not going to be too crucial. He should probably survive for at least 1 more round after this. I mean, after this he's going to survive for another half a round maybe. Using Flee. Where does the vampire intend to go instead? It's gonna be time for Kittenpaw to wrap up this up now. He has 2 very injured units, gonna get 2 more kills. As he wants to use Flee here as well to be, yeah. It's good of him that he didn't actually get critical hit there. He had a 5% chance of that occurring. and get a second kill, isn't he? No, he's not. The dodge roll is coming into effect here and helping him. But remember that there is going to be the assassin coming up. And if he gets one more kill on KRissCHU, he's going to auto-route regardless of the route test. See if he lands that here. Soon it's going to be GG at 6-2. Yes, it is. So congratulations to Kittenpaw and KRissCHU as well, finishing up the Qualifier League 1 for both of them. Kittenpaw gonna have a good lead right now, and KRissCHU is gonna be stuck at the bottom. Hopefully he has more good luck in the lower division. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the game, and as always we'll see more games coming up in the future. Farewell for now.